Welcome to the family with.
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
And Andy Brandt Bernard.
So we don't know if Ralph's going to be in today because, no, they're leaving town for a while.
Not supposed to talk about that.
Well, why didn't you tell me before I came on the show then?
I don't know.
Well, yeah. In any case, yeah, we're looking for, hopefully, oh, God, no, I got bumped off the, oh, Andy, did you bump me off the air just for what I just did? Is that
No,
the plan?
you're on there. I don't know what
What
you're.
do you mean you're
Not
out
on,
there?
you see this? I don't see anything. Do you? What do
Just
I,
go back to that link.
where?
No, you're still on the video.
Right
It's
here.
all
Hold
good.
on, Tom.
All is
I know,
good.
I'm just
Don't
not
do
seeing it.
anything.
Mom's doing it.
All
For
right,
some reason,
then.
there you go. It disappeared from my screen, and I don't know why.
One of
So
these days.
keep my hands off it. Is that what you're saying?
Andy, you should start a business for people that need help learning how to do things
That's true.
with technology.
think
You
they
mean
have
like his
those
own
businesses.
Be
father?
very, very patient people that could help them deal with stuff.
You're talking about his own father? Is that what you're talking about?
I am. So I had to pay some more tickets today.
Uh-oh, Nana.
Yeah.
This was okay. So, not Minnesota has one toll road, right? Maybe two.
Do we?
35W, and 394.
35W is not a toll road, is it?
I think it is a toll road if you want to use the Saint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing we
fast
have
pass
is if you want to use the fast lane or the
Yeah,
SUV.
right.
We don't have any
lane,
actual toll roads. I don't believe.
HOV lanes. Yeah, you have to pay a little bit of money
Right.
during rush hour.
Yep.
Highway 12 going in 394 is that way.
So originally it was a min pass.
Right.
Okay.
So the
Then-
impasse is gone.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can still get a min pass, but now part
Nationwide
of the nation,
is on your
part
side?
of the nation, like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, kind of like on your way down to Florida, they have a thing called Easy Pass,
Oh yeah, Easy Pass. Yep.
which used to just be in Florida, but then somebody wised up and realized that travelers might like one transponder and one account to pay to go up and down, the corridor from Florida, Chicago, all that stuff. So anyway, so we got the Easy Passes. And now we had driven into Florida and the main tollway was shut down. So we had to go a different way. Well, lo and behold, that has a different toll pass. So I didn't stop at any of those, those to pay them. I just went through because I thought I have an Easy Pass. That should be good for all roads in Florida. Nope. There's a Central Florida Expressway Pass, which is called an E-Pass.
What a scam.
But now
E-Pass.
you can go to the Easy Pass store and you can get a Uni Pass, which is also good for Central Florida Expressways, which is that's mostly up in Orlando and going out to, I think, Cape Canaveral. So it's all very complicated. So I tried to go online and pay my $4.26 fine, and of course it didn't work. I had the number, the reference number, my plate number, all of the numbers, and still couldn't possibly pay it online. So I have to send a check for $4.26. Doesn't that seem like a waste of time and energy? Shouldn't just there be one pass?
Yeah, you
And
think.
it goes right to their computer and they get the money rather than having to send an invoice, which has to cost more than $4.26 for somebody to generate an invoice and pay postage to send it to me. And then I have to send back a check because their website sucks. And then they have to process it again. Do you think they're really making $4.26 off of this? They're not.
No, they're
No.
probably.
They're
I mean,
losing money.
honestly, the big money is probably in delinquencies, and then they can start charging them fees and stuff, and then it's like you owe us $500 because you're delinquent on these toll tickets or whatever.
But it's a government system. It should be happy to just get the money, like right now, instantaneously.
Yeah, you'd think, but
You would think that there would be a good computer program that just sends them the money. Boom,
well,
boom,
most
boom.
government software is horrible.
Well, this is
I don't
true.
know why. I don't know if it's because of the people they hire or what, but it's all pretty much horrible, and it very rarely works.
Oh, that's what this Doge, Elon
Yeah.
Or
Musk and
Doge, yeah.
Vivek are doing, because they said some of the government computers were from 1960s.
Yeah,
They're
I don't
from the
doubt it.
1960s. They're
Well, a
so
lot of that is
old.
because there's like a joke in the programming world. It's like if you want to make a ton of money, you learn COBOL, but you have to be 90 years old to learn it because that's the last time anyone actually ever learned it.
But they still have it in the
Because
government.
everything in the government runs using these ancient programming languages on these ancient machines because they're like, well, it works. So if you update it, then there's a chance things might break. So we're just going to keep using the same ancient stuff forever and ever.
I had a
And that's how it
friend.
works.
Yeah, I had a friend that was trained on that, and she used to just freelance for like Honeywell and all these big corporations, and she
You can
was
make a
making
ton of money. Yeah.
huge money way back in the day.
Yeah. But the
Of course not.
problem is, of course, you learn these languages that no one ever uses anymore. It's kind of like a self-defeating cycle
Yeah.
because as people move on from them, you get less and less jobs, and you still get paid well, but you have to like go seek out the jobs because outside of legacy government software, there's basically no application for it. It'd be
Oh.
like learning how to become a medieval blacksmith. It's like, yeah, you could probably make a lot of money at the Renaissance Festival, but once the Renaissance Festival's over, good luck
Well,
applying those skills anywhere.
as a person that had horses for many years, blacksmithy has not changed
That's true.
much.
You gotta make those horseshoes, and
Yep,
it's pretty
it's
much
pretty much-
still done the same way.
Yeah, it really is. Some of the materials have changed for the shoes, but not the art. It's just
Nope.
it's just a giant pedicure for horses.
Yes,
really.
it is.
Yep.
That's everything. All right, I'm going to run something by you here, and I want to see if you can guess. We did this on the morning show, but I want to do it again because there are 5 gifts that teachers want at Christmas time, and 1 gift they definitely don't want.
I'm guessing the one is an apple.
You guessing the one they don't want's an apple?
Yeah.
That's what I guessed.
What do you
Catherine?
think? Gift cards for coffee shops. I bet
Actually,
get a
they
ton of
do.
those.
They do want those.
Oh, I thought maybe they got like too many. I don't know.
Okay, here are the ones they want, and then I'll give you the one they don't want.
Okay.
Packaged food like cookies or candy, they want that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Personal items like a scarf or a coffee mug, 28%. Number 3, classroom supplies, 33%.
Yes, bring them
Makes
some
sense.
Kleenex boxes. They always want Kleenex boxes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Number 2, the one that Nana already mentioned, cash or gift cards, 45%.
Is number one going to be like Purell?
No, it's very, very sweet, actually. The number one thing that teachers want in America by 52% are handwritten letters.
Oh,
That's very
Huh.
sweet, don't you think?
yeah, that is very sweet.
No, I never thought of this one myself, bringing this to school as a gift for your teacher, but apparently it happens a lot, and they want it to stop happening.
Okay.
Can you have any guess at all what that one thing is that these teachers do not want brought to school?
Activist flags.
Well, that's good. That I would say that's probably true, too.
Probably get some of those.
Okay, you ready? The top gift they do not want is booze. Apparently, kids were bringing bottles of booze
Yeah, how
to
many-
school.
Okay,
are doing
what kind of parent
Yeah,
is
that
sending
makes sense.
booze with their child to
The
school?
greatest.
Well, and also, why wouldn't you want it?
Well, because the
Well,
kids
it's
are
kind of
bringing it.
inappropriate.
I mean, yes, I suppose.
Plus, I mean, if somebody brought a vodka drink or whiskey, they might not be happy about that. You know?
Yes, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious, though. You actually thought it'd be a good idea to give a bottle of booze to your grade school teacher.
People are just. I think that might be regifting.
You think so? I think it might be regifting.
Yeah.
I suppose you might be right about that, but
Somebody
I
gave
just,
me booze I didn't like, I'd probably give it away.
I don't know. It always makes, yeah, there's a lot of this stuff on display here today on the internet. There's something that almost everyone will experience over the holidays, other than the boundless joy of spending so much time with extended family. Boundless joy. Receiving a gift that isn't great. I kind of like this. We figured out what the gifts are all about. A new survey asked people for their go-to responses when they receive something they don't like. So booze already in the school, we learned. Mm-hmm. Here are the top 10 things that people say. Number 10, these are gifts they don't want. Or their response. Oh, these are responses to gifts they don't want.
Okay.
I like it. Where did you get this? Yeah, you don't want to say that to somebody giving you a gift. Where'd you get this?
POS. How about that one?
Number 9, yes, I've heard this one before. Oh, it's so unique.
Unique, yep.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I've never seen one of these before.
Number 8, I've heard this one too, not necessarily from me, but from whatever. It's the thought that counts.
Well, it is. It really is.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Number 7, you're too kind.
Well, that's not a bad response.
No.
I mean, if I get something I like, I would say that. That's not a bad response.
Number 6, what a great present. Number 5, what a thoughtful present. Number 4, oh, you shouldn't have literally.
Oh, well,
That's cold.
that would be cold. Yes.
Number 3 is I really appreciate this. Number 2 is I love it. Number 1, they handled very, very well. They got a gift they didn't really want or didn't expect. Thank you for thinking of me. So, that's very sweet.
That is.
Don't you think?
Remember when Andy was a kid, if he would get clothes, and I just loved to open it up, look, notice it was closed, toss
Yeah.
it aside, next. Or the video games.
That's true.
Yep.
And you can't even deny that. You know that it's true.
Have you watched 8-Bit Christmas yet?
Yeah, we watched it last year. I've told you this like 3
Yeah.
Oh,
times.
I
that's
did.
right.
You did,
Do you
yeah.
love it?
I mean, it was pretty good.
Ah, I would have thought that would have been your favorite movie.
There were good parts. But I mean, like, it's mostly not about the 8-bit part. It's mostly just like about being a kid and wanting to get the latest hot ticket item.
Yeah, which you kind of grew up in that
Yeah,
era with
yep.
the latest and greatest systems.
It is
and
true.
the
You got to
latest
get the
and
new
greatest-
system.
Yeah,
Nintendo 64 just came out. Got to get it.
yeah. What was the one system that pretty much just had the games didn't have to change? Like, it was,
What?
there was a one system that had a ton of games. Whereas the other ones, they changed the cartridges or they changed something, or you had to buy a whole new system all the time when
Yeah.
they upgraded it. And there was one, PlayStation, I think.
Yeah, PlayStation. Well, PlayStation 2 could play PlayStation 1 games.
Yes, PlayStation
And there was
was the
also
best
70
one.
billion PlayStation games. So,
Yeah, but that was the best one because you could play a lot of different games and you didn't have to constantly upgrade the hardware.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that still a
Nintendo was never very good with the backwards compatibility. When the new one came out, all your old stuff was just like, well, you're never touching those again.
So is PlayStation still a thing?
Yeah. PlayStation 5 just came out a couple years ago, I think.
Only on 5. Oh,
Yep, they're only well, it's every 6-ish years on average. So,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, I've never asked anybody this before, but I'm asking you now. Why did they bury all those Atari games out in the desert?
I think that's probably a myth.
You think it is a myth? Because I've heard it's real, but I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that too. It's specifically the ET Atari game.
Yeah, right.
So ET
No.
came out, it was horrible, it caused the video game crash. So allegedly, they just buried them all in the desert. It's like,
Why wouldn't they just
what do we
recycle?
do with hundreds of thousands of ET cartridges? I guess I don't know. I don't know if they actually ever did that. ET Atari. I wonder if that's.
Just one of
real
those
or
internet
not?
myths?
Oh no, it apparently did happen.
That's what I
But
hear.
why?
A mass burial of unsold video game cartridges, consoles, and computers in a New Mexico landfill.
Why would they do that?
Well, if it's a
I-
landfill. It's not like they just went out and.
Well, yeah, no.
The story
it's
sounded
not
like
just
they
like a
just
hole
went.
in the desert. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
700,000 cartridges. They just dumped it. Well, it's because what happened is 1983, there was a video game crash because there was so much crap out there.
Yeah.
People just started thinking like they associated Atari with garbage, basically. They were like, oh, a new Atari game. It's probably going to suck, so no one bought it. So they had these tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of cartridges, and literally no one was buying them. So eventually they were just like, you know what? These are all worthless. Let's just dump them all and call it quits. The Atari's dead.
Okay.
And then a couple years later, the NES came out and proved them wrong. But I mean, the Atari did suck. Kostaki, you're old enough to remember the Atari.
I remember Atari. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't grow up with it, but I have played it. I was close to the age that you would play Atari as a kid, but
Yeah, I was like middle school when sort of the original Combat, the little
Combat,
tanks
hmm
and
yeah, those were not good games. in
Space
retrospect.
Invaders and Asteroids, like the early games.
Asteroids,
Yeah, Kaboom.
Oh, right.
Kaboom was a big one.
Kaboom.
They were
I
dropping
remember
dynamite, and you got to catch the dynamite, and that's the entire game. You know, Frogger, Pac-Man, that sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Frogger,
yeah, yeah.
crossing the street.
Pac-Man. Loved Pac-Man.
Centipede and
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Okay, there's
Galaga.
a person that's on the show right now. The first time we ever went out to dinner, after dinner, we went and played video games, which I had never even heard of. Who might that have been? Nana. It was Ms. Pac-Man,
I
wasn't
love Ms. Pac-Man still to this day.
it? She loves Ms.
Great
Pac-Man.
game.
I had never even heard of it, the video games and all that stuff. They were just breaking out big
Well, yeah,
time.
they were like basically a brand new thing in
They
the
were, yeah.
late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I,
man.
had
I
a
think one of
couple
the
of, I had a
first-
couple of girlfriends. We'd go out to bars and play video games and just yell and scream at the thing. We were asked to leave more than one time.
Wow.
These people are trying to have dinner. It's like, ah!
Son of a bitch. There you have it.
So, any insight to the whiteout uniforms on the Vikings?
Oh,
Last night?
I didn't see. I was actually. You might see me. Still in a jersey. I went to the Monday night game here in Vegas to see my Falcons play.
Oh, are you in a hotel room right now?
Yeah, we're on the Strip in
Oh, that's a nice hotel
Park
room.
MGM. Yeah. There's a forlorn young lady with no pants on staring out a window.
Oh, well, you
this,
know.
this picture.
It is Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rethinking some life choices, perhaps?
Well, she was sad. I'm not emotionally available. It happens.
Apparently, this whiteout uniform is causing quite a stir.
Oh, is it really?
What whiteout uniform?
Yeah, the whiteout uniform was used. What did I do?
Oh, the
Last night's
Vikings-
game, Andy. The Vikings
September-
were all in white.
Yeah, September 20th, 1964 is the last time the Vikings wore white at home against the Bears.
Wait, they wore it at home?
Yep.
So that's why
Huh.
they had it apparently.
Oh, but they won big, and they, usually when the team wins, people are like, "Yeah, that jersey's great," whatever that is.
Must
Right.
be lucky.
Yeah. There's a lot of superstition in sports.
For sure.
No question. So, yeah, 30-12, the final score. Was not a very well played game by either team, I don't think, anyway.
Right.
A win's
Yeah.
a win, baby.
Here's the takeaway that I saw later. The Bears failed to score in the first half, and they didn't convert a single third down.
Nope.
Christian Science gets more conversions.
And that's not easy.
And apparently the Bears are taking a Christian Science approach to fixing their offense. They're just going to wait and hope that it heals itself. Like, all right, good luck, boys.
That team is terrible.
Who was the commentator that said the Bears are a team that are just waiting to, or should be put down?
Put down, yeah. He said they should be put
It's like,
down.
that's a little cold.
Yeah. This time of year, I mean, there's about 10 teams that are just like, oh, just no hope, out of it,
Yeah.
mathematically and otherwise. But the Falcons stayed alive last night. They beat the Raiders.
There you
for
go.
you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, I mean, I'd never been to the stadium. I wanted to see it. And it's fine. It's a beautiful place. It's newish. But really what stands out about it is it's the location. You walk to it from the Strip. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
you can?
Yeah. It's literally like across the highway from Mandalay Bay.
Right.
And they
Oh,
closed that
there, okay.
street. And it's just a sea of like football lunatics like marching across the highway.
That is
It's really
nice.
cool. And then when you're done, you're like, well, I'm back in Vegas. It's
Right.
cool. That's what I always loved about Fenway Park. Like I grew up in Atlanta, and the stadiums in the Atlanta area, especially in the old days, were in neighborhoods that you wouldn't go to otherwise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then you go to like a place like Fenway. Not only is Fenway beautiful and history and all the stuff, but when the game's over, you're dumped into the middle of Boston. It's so cool.
Right.
Like
Right.
you're in a
Right.
great neighborhood. Same thing with Wrigley, and so it's there's sort of a Vegas version of that for football now, which I think is cool.
It is, no question. No,
Yeah.
because now it's downtown and everything, but for the first, I would say, 3/4 of my life, the stadiums were all way south of town,
Right.
out in Bloomington, Minnesota. And North Minneapolis to Bloomington wasn't exactly an
No.
easy trip, I'll tell you that.
Right. Right. And in Atlanta and plenty of other cities, I'm sure, they built the stadiums in the crummy neighborhoods, and
Cheap
they
land.
were even a little scary, like those areas if there wasn't a game. And even like Yankee Stadium is a little bit of a sketchy neighborhood.
Oh, God, yeah. You go across
Yes.
that bridge, you're in Harlem.
Right. Yeah. So I think it's cool when it's, the new Brave Stadium is now in this fancy suburb, and it's a really nice area. And they built all these restaurants and bars. There's sort of like this whole walkway to the stadium. That's cool. I like this sort of modern, to try to embrace the thing and put it in a cool place that you want to
Right.
be in before and after. It's cool. It's cool.
One of my favorite things about, back in the day when they opened Mall of America, which used to be the site of the baseball stadium and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm riding out on the light rail out there to go to the Mall of America and blah, blah, blah again. And the guy sitting next to me, I go, why didn't they have this back when the Twins were playing out here and when the Vikings were playing at this stadium and all the action?
Right.
The hockey team was right across the parking lot. It was fantastic. And then the guy who was quite a bit older than me looks at me, he goes, "You know what I hate about this the most? The fact that, first of all, there's no football, there's no baseball, there's no hockey, there's nothing like that. Plus, every kid your age that's coming out here on the subway is going back home with my TV on his lap." Just go out there to rob people in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Yeah, that's always the image of public transportation. Like, well, we can't bring those people in here. All right.
It's not too far from the truth on the light rail in Minnesota.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
God, the
That
light
is not
rail's
something you
rough.
want to take.
Pretty much
Really?
true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe during a game if there's just so many people, but
Right,
generally no.
right.
There's a lot of lines you don't want to get on.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It is
I get
all
it.
true.
But
So-
it's fun to see a game in Vegas because the crowd is even more so than usual. Oh,
What?
I think his internet just died.
Cruising
I
Glaja.
think
Yes.
you did. You're frozen.
Oh, look, he's giving us a kiss. Look at that. Oh, goose, goose.
This was going to launch into his spiel, and now
He was indeed. So you're going to have to, is he going to have to try to, oh,
There.
there you go. Oh,
Oh.
wait a minute.
No, he's
No.
frozen
You're-
again. Uh-oh.
One
Hotel
quick sec.
internet.
am I
maybe.
back?
Oh,
Oh,
there you
you're
go.
Now you're
kinda-
back. Now
you're
you're
kinda
back.
back.
Right.
Stay over there.
Yeah, be on the side.
Maybe
No,
you
you're
could
broken.
try
Maybe
turning your
reconnect.
video off.
Oh,
That might make it so you don't.
Oh,
using my
really?
camera.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
It'll lower the
breaking up a little
bandwidth
bit.
usage. It might fix
Stop cam. Is that the right choice?
it. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
All right, can we hear
Yeah,
you
we
still?
can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, now
Sorry.
we can hear
Seems
you.
okay now.
Yeah. So the game was kind of settled. The Raiders hadn't scored a touchdown the whole game. And they marched down the field and get a touchdown towards the end of the game. Probably not going to change the outcome, but definitely affecting the spread, right?
Oh,
So my brother got 5.5 points. Bet quite a bit on the Falcons to win with the points. And the Raiders scored, so now they're within 5, and they go to kick the extra point and they miss it. and the stadium goes bananas because everybody on both sides of the betting know that that's the last point that's likely to be scored in the game. And the Falcons ended up winning the game and covering the spread. So it's a very exciting conclusion for our team.
A lot of money, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. It's Vegas. There's so much money changing hands
Right.
on all things. And the day before was great too. We just like sat in a sports book and watched all the different games and get these different tickets. I need this to happen and I want an over in this game. And you know, it's fun. I really enjoyed this trip. It's been a pleasure.
God, we haven't been to Vegas now in what, about 10 years?
A long time.
It's been a long time. I used to love going out to Vegas. Remember the first time we went out with Andy and Alex? They were like 11 and 9 years old.
I remember when they were promoting Vegas as a family-friendly
Yes.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot to do. I mean, you could definitely do it that way. That's not what most people here are doing, but
No.
for sure you could.
But they didn't want an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old out on amongst the betting machines. They didn't want those kids standing out there at all. You remember
Right.
that, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they told you that we had to move because
Yeah, you
we
can
had
walk
kids.
through,
Yeah, I remember
but you can't stand on the
we
carpet.
we had to do like penny slots at the airport.
Yes.
That was like what we got to do. Put a penny in
Probably
there.
wasn't
And,
supposed to do that either.
I mean, to penny slots. I mean, the amount of even if you just did that, you know, the old person thing where you're just sitting there smoking and pulling the lever over and over and over for 20 hours a day. Even if you did that with penny slots, what are you going to lose? Like $5 in a day?
Right.
It's setting up for a lifetime of
That is
debauchery.
true, though. It's
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 training you.
associating the
Yeah.
gambling with
Like video
Right.
games aren't.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
a million years ago, I took my baby brother to see High Lie in Florida,
Oh, yeah.
and we, you bet $5 here and $10 there, whatever, and we ended up winning. Like we hit a quinella or something. I forget all the lingo, and I was like, "This is terrible for him that he thinks this is what happens when you go gambling." you know?
Right.
Yeah. Did they outlaw highlight?
Highlight, like
Wasn't there
sport?
wasn't there some sort of huge scandal
Yeah,
in that?
there was a gambling
I think they might have shut it
scandal.
down or something. There was gambling scandal.
Yeah, there was.
scandals.
Oh, yeah, in the United States, highlight enjoyed some popularity as a gambling alternative, particularly popular in Florida.
Yep.
Huh.
Definitely
Used to-
Miami.
Yeah, used to see on the
Okay,
turnpike
then.
signs
I loved
for
it.
it all the time.
It's a fun game to watch.
It
actually.
is. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Oh, there was
And the
some sort
structure of it is
scandal.
kind of good for betting too. The problem is they're all humans and they're not making enough money to,
Right.
not be swayed by shady characters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it like lacrosse? I don't
It's
even know
the
what it is.
fastest ball in sports. It's
Yeah.
like a cue ball. It's a really hard ball, and they catch it with this crazy hook net thing that's attached to your
It's
hand.
like a lacrosse net almost, yes.
Okay.
But it's not on a pole.
I think of it as like crazy South American racquetball.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because it's about bouncing it off the wall and getting a one bounce and then scooping it up, and structurally it's like a racquetball game.
Okay.
See.
but
I've never seen one.
But it's huge, big, long field. You throw it much further.
So, how much longer are you going to stay in Vegas?
I am gonna take a nap
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm driving home. I got up at 4 this morning to do Bob and Tom, and
Oh, sure.
Oh.
yeah, so we were out late, and then there's a lot of drinking going on. The contrast is hilarious because in the casinos the booze is free, and in the stadium it's $1 million for a beer. Like it's
Yeah.
a really
Yep.
hilarious contrast.
Do you suppose they like keep an eye on you? Just like if you go up to a machine and you just like pretend to be gambling just so they can keep serving you free booze? Like,
That's
are they gonna
basically
catch
what we
you?
did.
Yeah, there you go.
It's basically most of the bars have
Nice.
the poker machines in them, right?
hmm
So you put a 5 or a 20 in there, and you can sit around and game with those, and they'll bring you free drinks. And
You're
then,
just
of
like
course,
sitting there like,
if you're actually playing blackjack or poker or whatever, or, roulette, all those drinks are free too. So it's nice.
You guys ever seen anybody get arrested in a casino?
No, but I have been kicked out of one for being drunk. I was like, you gave me free drinks for 10 hours. What'd you think was going to happen?
Yeah,
This is
good
kind of your own
point.
fault.
That's a good point. I can't remember where it was that this was happening, but it was in Vegas, and this guy was just hammered and he got all rowdy and all the rest of it. And the first time I knew something bad was going on was when a guy screamed, "No, you stand down."
Oh my.
Well, stand down isn't something you want to hear.
No, it's not. No, you stand down. It's like, oh God.
Yeah, right.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
I-
put
you
down
know.
the gun?
I mean, all the drinking and the partying. Of course, they have scenes. Of course, there's things
Yeah.
that go wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of the great things about those trips back in the early days is because we brought, well, one year 5,000 people went along with us to Vegas. 5,000. Can you imagine how much money that Vegas made off of that trip out there? It was my
God,
Well, they
Yeah.
drank the airplanes dry on the way there and back.
They did. Yeah, there was no
so-
booze left on the airplanes because they drank it all.
So that's like $40 per drink, I think. So you do the math.
God, those were trips. But the great thing about it is we brought so much money with us that every time we checked in, it was like we got this magnificent king suite or whatever.
Ridiculous sweets.
I know, just huge rooms. And
Oh,
yeah,
I
you remember
remember
those,
the-
Andy?
I remember the one time I went down to Vegas. Yeah, the gigantic suite we had.
Yep.
God,
Something
what a
straight out of the
world.
mob.
Yeah, it sure was.
Well, yeah, got to be the mob.
Everything was black with mirrors everywhere. It's like, oh my God, when's the last time they decorated?
Yeah.
There's an Italian living here. I can just tell. There's no question. I don't know. We haven't been to Vegas in a while now. Maybe we should do a Vegas trip again. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I feel like it sparked my interest. I haven't been here in forever. In the old days, I would come work the clubs here once in a while, and
Sure.
or there'd be something. I mean, you could drive up from LA. It's pretty easy to do. So I just haven't been in so long, really. In terms of just coming and spending some time.
Right.
We came for the draft. That was like the first and last time I've been here for a while, and it's fun. This year the draft is in Green Bay, and we're talking about going, but it's such a small market. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. Now, what time of the year is that?
It's got, I think it's May, beginning of May.
It's
a good
not
time
warm
to
enough
be.
yet.
Might-
Sorry, not
yeah,
warm enough
might be
yet.
sucky there.
May. It's always perfect in May. Not too
Oh,
hot,
it's
not too cold.
perfect in May.
No.
That's like the 2 weeks of spring we get.
I'm looking. It's the last weekend of April.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Be
can
a
still
little
have
chilly.
snow.
It could be snowing.
ice,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
It could be snowing, but it's not going
Yeah.
to be like -10 or anything.
no.
No, but traveling with snow and ice and things is just not fun.
Yeah, especially when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
It's always fun seeing the first snowfall of the year, how many people manage to just spin out on 30-mile-an-hour roads. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we forgot.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's
Every
like,
year they
how
forget.
does this one snowflake manage to make you lose control of your vehicle?
Right.
It's cliche, but it really is true. In LA, the same thing happens with rain.
Yeah.
It's just you don't see it, and then when it rains, people freak out. Traffic bogs down. Invariably, there's crashing. It's like it's
People are-
rain, people.
People are like, the god Ra must be angry with us.
God, unbelievable. Honestly, guys, so Kostaki, aren't you glad you didn't have anything to drink last night?
Yeah,
He goes, aha!
I drank all day. It was crazy. It made a game of it. It was preposterous how much drinking there was. I love it. It's just I haven't. I'm not the kid I once was.
No.
No, it's harder to recover.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
That's very true. You can't tell it all from your voice.
Is it really that bad? Yeah,
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, you can
It's
just tell you
different.
were up late. Let's
Little
just
Yeah,
say.
it's tired.
little. Yeah, I am worn out. Yeah, it's been a few days. We arrived on Saturday, and we had basically 3 nights of silliness, and now we're heading home. My bro is flying out today, and I'm driving back. Actually, That's another thing I haven't done forever is drive to Vegas. It's fun.
Oh, is it really? It's a good trip.
Well, it's relatively easy. You can come and go when you want. You're not beholden to your airport schedule. There's no
Yeah.
security. You don't have to
Yeah.
go early. Like today is perfect because I wasn't sure if I was going to stay and do the radio from here or not. And I did. I could change my mind. I could take a nap. I can leave when I want. It's nice to have some flexibility. I don't have a flight.
That's true.
So
Yeah, no question. Well, get some sleep before. Are you going to take a nap before you drive home?
yeah, definitely. I
Good
already
move.
arranged the late checkout.
Nice.
These beds are like wombs. They're really nice.
What hotel are you in?
It's
That's really
it's Park MGM. It's on the Strip. It's kind of it's one of the
Park
newer MGM properties. It's right next to Bellagio and
Oh, down
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Okay.
it's very nice.
Aria. It's right in that little cluster.
It is good. Did you get a chance to go to Rayo's restaurant while you were there?
No, I
What are
would.
you doing, man?
I
He's
don't
not
know.
drinking. He's not eating. He's drinking.
Yeah, right.
He's not there to eat.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a new liquid diet I'm on.
It's a liquid diet he's on just for. All right, you pill. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me. No, where everyone's going away for the holidays, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
We won't
Couple-
talk to you for
couple
2
of
weeks.
2 weeks we'll be
Christmas,
gone.
and then I'm going to Greece for New Year's. So
that's
I'll
right.
I'll talk to you the first week of 2025.
We look forward to it, Pally.
Yeah, happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
right.
How do you say that in Greek?
Drink some
Oh, I don't know.
electrolytes.
How do you say happy holidays
Hello,
in Greek?
I have
Christou,
no idea.
something like that.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Let's see. What if I press this button? Is it going to tell us what it is?
It took me a year to say Kostaki Economopoulos.
That is very true. There you go. Kales Yortes.
Kales Yortes?
Apparently,
That means what?
happy holidays.
Oh, I thought it mean
Oh, Yortis. Okay.
take a
That one
nap,
I didn't know.
Kostaki.
And
Yeah,
here
yeah,
we-
I thought it-
Merry Christmas.
There you go.
Kala Christoyena. There you
Yeah,
go.
Merry Christmas, Kostaki. Another great year, Pally.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Talk
Happy
to you
holidays. I'll talk to you soon.
Happy
Bye.
holidays, Kostaki Economopoulos, ladies and gentlemen.
Holidays.
You know what's great about Kostaki is he always remembers to send me a bill like 2 months after the season ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I've known him for a long, long time now. He's just a great guy
Yeah,
to
he's
work
been on
with.
this show for a long time.
A long time.
He has indeed.
Very
And then
long time.
Timmy will join us, in about 5 minutes, something like that?
we think.
I thought we
don't-
discussed him coming on, but he hasn't shown up yet. So
Well, I thought he came on at the bottom of the hour.
he is scheduled for 10:15. So
Oh, well, then he's probably not going to be on then, it looks like. He's a very busy bee now because they got him doing a lot of national stuff.
Yeah.
Big shot. Is that what this is all about, him being a big
I
shot?
think so, actually.
So we watched
The whole
that
Forbes thing.
2018 Grinch version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the story wasn't as Susie as I would like.
Yeah, it's modernized.
Yeah, it's
For sure.
definitely modernized.
Oh,
but,
the new Grinch? Yeah, that was
but
great.
the CGI and all that stuff was really
Yeah.
really- yeah, it was nice. It was a nice looking movie.
We'll probably watch it next year for real. There are certain movies he'll sit and watch, but there's a lot that he won't.
I'm
Okay.
not sure if
Yeah.
it moves, and it's I don't know how long is it. It seemed a little long for little kids.
It was an hour and 35 minutes, I think.
Hour
Yeah,
30
we're-
apparently.
Where the Grinch,
30.
the original animated Grinch, is what
Not long
not
at all.
even an hour.
It's I think maybe not even half an hour.
I don't even think it's a half an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably true.
Not the 2000 version. 1966. It's 26 minutes.
Yeah, 26 minutes.
Yeah, which makes sense. You
Yep.
get 4 minutes of commercials in there, you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth seeing because if you like the Grinch, it's worth seeing. I didn't think the animator or the narrator was all that engaging.
No, the
I don't know
narrator
who it
sucked.
was.
I
I don't
thought
know
it was
who it
lame
was.
as hell.
Wasn't
Yeah?
very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and then he went downstairs, and then it was just.
It was
not-
Pharrell Williams.
Oh, Pharrell
does
did
he
it.
do a lot of narrating?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Oh well, what are you gonna do, right?
Indeed.
yeah,
Such is
indeed.
life.
Yeah, we're trying to watch all these Christmas movies. I think I will see if you like The Holiday. I think you might like it. I don't know.
The
Kind of a
Holiday.
chick flick, but I had to watch a dude flick, so
What's the dude flick?
that was that one with Billy Bob Thornton and whoever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right about
Ice
that.
House or Ice something.
I think Ice House, yeah, something like that. I don't, Andy, do you know how they, because the animation on that the Grinch special that we were talking about just now, how do they make animation look 3D? It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of time and effort.
So how do they do it though? I mean, it's just all on a piece of paper and
Well, no, and none of it's on a piece of paper.
No, it's all
Well,
CGI.
no, that's
it's
true,
all
not
done
anymore,
on
that's true.
computers.
Yeah, it's all computer. It is 3D because that's how they make it.
Yeah.
God,
well, it's
that's
like
so amazing.
You've seen paintings that have the 3-dimensional aspect to it.
Yeah.
That's just how they do it.
it's very cool. Honest to God, you look off in the distance at a cartoon. I'm like, what?
Yeah, movies
Yeah.
like that, they probably have 100 animators working on them.
100.
But,
Yeah, the amount of effort that goes into them is insane.
yeah.
So it's kind of like the
really
old
is.
Disney days, basically.
Probably more involved than that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's more involved, but that's
So-
how they did it, I think.
So that 2018 Grinch that came out in movie theaters.
I think so, yeah.
I
Yeah, it
wonder-
would have been before COVID, so there you go.
Will you check to see what it cost to make and what it made?
Art department. Yeah, sound department, visual effects, but holy crap, animation department.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the IMDb page for it. It's 100 I think was probably a conservative estimate.
Of
Really?
animators.
Yeah, animators and people like in that visual effects department and things like that. Cost 75 million
Okay.
and it grossed 500 million. So
Oh, God.
I think it
So
did
was
fine.
so that's a success, I would guess.
It is it was apparently the highest grossing Christmas film of all time.
Of all time?
Apparently.
Wow, because it didn't
Huh.
get like rave reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it
or-
didn't.
No. Apparently, yeah, people were like, eh.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. It wasn't great, but there's
Yeah.
not that much stuff that's great anymore.
That is very true.
All right, I'm going to run a couple of candy things by you guys because Christmas being, Christmas Eve 1 week from today, there'll be a lot of candy going on. There are a couple of different things here. I didn't know America is divided on the right way to eat a candy cane.
Oh, for God's sake.
Wasn't there only one? Don't you just suck on it? Isn't that how you do it?
You just
I
eat it.
end up chewing.
I just eat it, yeah.
Oh, do
I
you?
try. It's like lifesavers. I try
Mm-hmm.
to just keep it around for a while, but I always end up chewing it.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, a poll this month found 42% of us never eat candy canes. I'd be one of them. I don't like candy canes. It's just
They're
like
okay. They just get stuck in your teeth.
handful of sugar in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had one
sure
of
is.
years.
Their answer is just don't eat candy canes. But for the rest of us, what's the right way to eat a candy cane? A new survey by the National Confectioners Association found America is divided. 54% of us start with the straight end, 30% start with the curved end, and 16% break them apart and eat them piece by piece. Well, I don't eat them, so I can't tell you how to eat a
I
candy
can't
cane.
really do peppermint anymore. It triggers heartburn.
Does
Yeah,
it really?
pretty common.
Yep. Chocolate and peppermint are no bueno.
I did not know that peppermint did that.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Well, here you go. So basically, if you're a stick of peppermint, Hostess just brought back their. If you're sick of peppermint, Hostess just brought back their Twinkie flavored candy canes. I didn't even know they had Twinkie flavored candy canes. Do you know that?
Twinkie flavored candy canes?
Yeah.
Not candy cane flavored Twinkies would make sense. The
Well,
other
yeah.
way around doesn't. Really.
It says Twinkie flavored candy canes. But I think you're right. There'd be candy cane flavored Twinkies.
Well, doesn't a Twinkie just kind of taste like vanilla?
Yes.
Vanilla and sugar? No,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It's candy canes. They got ding dongs, snowballs, and Twinkie flavored candy canes.
Oh.
So they are candy canes, not
Yes,
the other way.
They are candy canes.
That's kind of weird,
I
don't
would
you
think
think?
so. Speaking of weird,
Yeah, how weird is this guy, Barton?
Yeah.
Typical.
This is Barton a prep academy from the holdovers.
Oh, okay.
Remember the prep school in the holdovers, the Paul Giamatti movie?
Yeah,
from a
that
Oh,
year
was a
ago?
God,
good-
yes.
that was a good movie.
That was a good movie. He was
like
really
that.
good in it.
You know what? It's I have to watch it for Christmas. It's a Christmas movie
Oh yeah, I guess
because
it
it takes
is.
place over the holidays. It's about the holidays in a way. It's about family during the holidays or this makeshift family. But you know what? My stomach turned a little bit when you talk about Twinkie candy canes.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't sound
That
good.
It does
that
not.
sounds really disgusting, man.
Okay, I've got one question for you before we move on.
Yeah,
How much booze is in that coffee cup?
Oh, jeez.
nothing, man.
That you're just so
Hot
laid.
chocolate.
You're laid way back here, and it's sitting right there on your stomach. It's like, hey, let me just
Well, we just
tell
talked
you.
to
This is-
Kostaki, who was in Vegas, and was out on a bender, so
Oh, he was hungover.
he was a little hungover.
Well, yeah, and that was the other game going on last night. That's interesting. I missed
Yes,
last week.
yep.
How did he take to the Vikings shellacking the Falcons?
Not well.
Well, Falcons haven't been good all year. So.
No, he's checked out of the Falcons at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He had fun
Yeah.
in Vegas.
So, did you watch the game last night? I actually watched the whole game.
You watched the whole
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. Normally, it's like you have to turn it off because you say, "Oh man, they're going to screw this up."
Right.
But when they go up 3 touchdowns, you have a pretty good feeling that things are going to turn out well.
Right.
Yeah. But the Vikings are notorious for playing a really good game for half of the game
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure
Yeah.
blowing it.
And wasn't there better half in the second half last night though? Probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's
Yep.
13-0 at the beginning.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm just afraid. I mean, the Bears are terrible, right? Everyone agrees that they're terrible.
Yeah.
They sure did sack our quarterback a lot, which irritates me because if people keep and it seems like that's a hole in the Minnesota Vikings game is that our quarterback gets sacked a lot. They're going to get him hurt.
Well, that was the thing last night. I mean, they're up by 3 touchdowns. Why is he in there?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he in there? So I don't understand that at all.
Maybe we don't have anybody else that can. I don't know how many
Well,
backup quarterbacks
There
are
were 2 other quarterbacks on the sideline.
Right.
They call one the emergency quarterback. I'm wondering if there's
Right.
some sort of rule where if number 1 and 2 go down, if there's some rule that because the NFL they're changing rules all the time anyway.
Yep.
It's like okay, let's. And last night I heard Aikman and Joe Buck talking about. Well, they got to look into this rule about face masks. Well, God knows our guy's been face masked too, and they missed that call earlier
lots
in
of
the
times.
year.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
one time his head was just snapped around. Like I said, I think he's going to get hurt if they don't start protecting him better.
Yeah.
It worries me.
So I don't know though. I mean, I didn't see any of the Lions game versus the Bills, but it seems like that is the team to beat. I know they lost to the Bills, but they don't give up. I mean, they're scary. That's a good team.
Right. It is.
So we'll
Lot of
find out.
injuries,
We'll
though.
find out. Yeah, that's true. But we'll find out. But yeah, but even with all those injuries, look how they still came back. You
Yep.
know?
No,
So-
you're right.
So have you been catching anything in the theater or Dexter on streaming, Paramount Plus, Dexter, not New Blood. It's called something else. For Original Sin.
Okay.
It's a prequel to Dexter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Michael C. Hall narrates it. He turns up at the beginning. Now, at the end of New Blood, you get the feeling, okay, this guy is finally cooked. No. You know what? I mean, this, in a way, the show was it was ahead of its time when it came out, the first Dexter, because now the true crime thing is just through the roof.
Yeah.
And it makes sense now. Now is a good time for the show. So I can understand why they keep chugging along with this. I mean, now it's a prequel, which, where he does his first kill or whatever. And the kid, I should say, because he's probably in his late teens.
He
Or
is
maybe
29.
He is.
So he's but he does look very young for his age. I
He
will say.
does.
He looks
And
really